A lot of people hear data and assume everything is the same. Data analysis, data annotation, data science, it all sounds similar. But in reality, these are very different roles, especially if you're trying to enter the AI or tech space. So let's break this down clearly. Data analysis focuses on interpreting data. This means looking at data sets and trying to understand what they mean. You're identifying patterns, spotting trends, and using that information to support decisions. For example, a data analyst might look at sales data and answer questions like, why did sales drop last month? Which product is performing best? What trends should the business pay attention to? To do this, analysts use tools like spreadsheets, dashboards, and sometimes programming languages. It requires analytical thinking and some level of technical skill. Now let's look at data annotation. Data annotation is different. It focuses on labeling and organizing data so AI systems can learn from it. Instead of asking what the data means, you're asking how the data should be structured so a machine can understand it. For example, you might label images, tag text, categorize audio, or review AI responses based on specific guidelines. This work is rule-based. It requires attention to detail, consistency, and the ability to follow instructions carefully. It is less about interpreting meaning for business decisions and more about preparing data for machine learning. Now here's the key difference. Data analysis asks, what does this data mean? Data annotation asks, how should this data be labeled so AI can learn from it? Two completely different goals, two different skill sets. One is focused on insight and decision-making. The other is focused on structure and training AI systems. Now, the question most beginners ask is, which one is easier to start with? For most people, especially beginners or career switchers, data annotation is more accessible. You don't need advanced technical skills to begin. You don't need to know programming. What you need is proper training, attention to detail, and consistency. Data analysis, on the other hand, usually requires more technical knowledge and tools before you can start working professionally. That's why many people use data annotation as a starting point to enter the AI space, then grow into other roles over time. At Beyond Human Intelligence, we understand that starting can be confusing. That's why we focus on giving beginners structure, not just information. We are running a data annotation training designed to teach practical skills, real tasks, and clear guidelines so you can start correctly. If you've been trying to figure out where to begin, this is a structured way to get started. Join the waitlist link in the description.
You learned something new. Tap like, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below. See you in the next video.